Hello everyone, I'm Kim and welcome to my sewing room. I hope you're all really well and looking forward to my next video covering my makes of 2024. Now this video is all about shirts. Shirts for me are my favourite garment to make. I have made so many over the years. I absolutely love them. They are my go-to garments. If I have a period of time where I've lost my sojo, I will generally make a shirt to get my sojo back, or I will use them as a palette cleanser. When I'm not too sure what to make, I will make a shirt whilst I'm thinking about my next sewing project. So shirts for me are really important. I do love wearing them. I love how they make me feel. This video covers 9 shirts that I made during 2024. 6 of them were for myself, 2 of them were for my daughter, and 1 was for my husband. Now I have a favourite shirt pattern, so quite a few of the shirts I have made have come from that pattern, and that pattern is the Buttericks B5526. Now this shirt pattern is a really simple pattern. It doesn't have a great deal of detail to it, and the reason why I like to use it is because it allows the fabric to show its print off. So if I've got a really busy fabric, I will usually use this shirt pattern to really showcase the fabric. So in that respect, I'm going to show you my first few couple of B5526s which I have made and embraced the fabric. So the first one I made was a Beetles shirt, version B, and it is made from a beautiful Lady McElroy fabric, and this is called Sacred Symbol, and I bought this from Sherwood. They do a lot of Lady McElroy fabrics. So you can see the shirt just has plain front. Even the front bands are just folded over, they're not added separately, so they're just a fold over front band, which is really easy. And this is quite a good shirt pattern to use if you want to start pattern matching your shirt fronts, and I have done that on a few shirts, and I am starting now to actually do it more and more in my shirts where fabric allows me, because sometimes you need extra fabric, and it just depends on the repeat of that fabric how much you need to actually pattern match. But this fabric is random all over the place, so I didn't pattern match. The weight of this fabric is 85 grams per square meter, so it's a cotton lawn, so it's very, very light, and it really does show this fabric off. And I just love all of these earthy colours. So it's a nice black shirt, and black's not really something I wear a lot of outside of work, but I have embraced it just lately. I've just got some very nondescript buttons there, but they just suit this shirt. So that was my first B5526. So my second B5526 is a Beetle fabric yet again. This fabric I bought when I went over to Purple Stitches in Basingstoke, which for me is like a 40-minute drive, and it was really nice to get out and actually physically touch fabric rather than buy it online. And I was really drawn to this Beetle fabric because it's really colourful and obviously quite busy, so I didn't need to pattern match the front of this shirt at all. So yet again, plain fronts, folded over front band, straight back, not even a bust dart, it is that simple. And the collar stand and collar. This fabric is actually 180 grams per square metre, so it is quite weighty. It's more like a crafting fabric, but it still makes up a beautiful shirt. And with this, I just use some of these matte navy Smarty buttons. I do usually have a good stock of these in my sewing room, because I do get through these Smarty buttons a lot because of the amount of shirts that I make. So that is my second B5526. Right, so this is another B5526, and I made this because I was inspired by the Precious Fabrics hashtag that was released by, I think her name's Kirsty from Tom Stitchery. So she challenged the sewing community to use a piece of their precious fabric, and this fabric had been in my stash for a very long time, and I had got it out quite a number of times and put it on my sewing table, but couldn't bring myself to cut into it. But I did make this blouse in it because I knew it was in safe hands using the B5526. So cut the fabric out, and I had enough to actually pattern match the front of the shirt, because the repeat in the fabric is quite small, so I managed to place the fabric really well. And I think for this shirt in particular, because it is so uniformed, I didn't really want to not pattern match it, because I think it would have looked pretty obvious. And I think with pattern matching a fabric like this, which I absolutely loved, I just love wearing it. It just feels that I've made that extra effort to make it work. So with this one, I've just put these lovely like pink, they're a bit marbly buttons on, just to bring out the pink in the fabric. So that is my third B5526. So yet again, another B5526, and I've made this up in this beautiful Kaffe Fassett fabric. So this shirt, with it being so simple, it just shows off the fabric completely. It doesn't, none of it gets lost in any detail. And I didn't have enough fabric to pattern match the front, but I did match it in a way that it looks like it's been pattern matched. So it sort of gives the illusion that I've made the effort to pattern match it, but it's not. But even so, it's a beautiful shirt to wear. And Kaffe Fassett's fabric isn't as heavyweight as the usual quilting cottons that you get, like Tula Pink. It's a more softer cotton, and it does make up shirts beautifully. And I have used quite a lot of his fabrics in shirts, and this one is it's got little red Smarty buttons. I like the Smarty buttons, and it just really looks nice. I love the purple in this. I don't wear a lot of purple, but I think this colour is gorgeous. This combination of colours are gorgeous. And this fabric I bought from a company called Wool Warehouse, and they do sell a lot of Fassett fabric, so I usually pop onto their site occasionally and have a look to see what they have on offer. So that is my 4th B5526. They all follow the same looks, with the 2 front panels folded over front bands and the long sleeves with the short cuffs. So there is another version of the B5526 that I made, and I made it because I didn't have enough fabric to make my usual version. So therefore I made up this one, and I'm not 100% sure about it. Because this one is it's a version, it's a bit of a hack of various versions. So what I did do is I took the princess seamed front, so the front of this has got princess seams, which on this sort of fabric are okay because this pattern is random, so you're not cutting into any obvious design in the fabric. So it's princess seamed. It doesn't have a collar, but it just has this mandarin flat collar, so that sits on the neck, and the sleeves are 3/4 length sleeves with cuffs half the way up the arm, and great if you're somebody who likes to roll their shirts up. But I found with this that the idea of having a cuff mid-arm felt really strange, and I can't even do the cuff up. The cuff is made to the same size as it would be if you had made it for the wrist. So though it's halfway up the arm, the cuff hasn't actually been made any bigger. So I can't do it up, so it sits open. So I'm not 100% sure about this actual version. And I think I will probably give this away to charity because it's not my sort of thing at all. I mean, I gave it a go, and I don't feel great in it. It does have these beautiful sparkly buttons, which brings out the yellow in the fabric. So this is also a cotton lawn, and I bought this from Stitch Fabrics. I bought quite a lot of this fabric, so you have seen it in one of the blouses I made in my previous video, because I liked it so much. So it's really, really nice. I love the colour of pink as well, one of my favourite colours. So my 6th shirt is Simplicity 9467. Now this shirt is quite involved, and it has a top yoke with a ruffle that sits under the yoke, and then you have these gathered fronts which cascade down. The ruffle actually extends to the back, so there's a back yoke with the ruffle following around from the front, and then you have gathering into that back yoke, and that also cascades down. The front collar is a collar stand and a collar. but this collar is slightly different because it has a curve to it, so it's a real horseshoe of a collar that's fitted in, so it does fit quite flat into the shirt. Then there are these really voluminous sleeves. They are gathered quite heavily into the top of the sleeve arm, and they're quite full, and they come down to this gorgeous cuff here, which is 7 inches long, and it has 4 buttons to hold it in place. You definitely can't wear this without the cuff being buttoned up, but it does make quite a feature on the arm, and it's absolutely beautiful. This is a Lady McElroy fabric. It is called Bed of Roses, so it's quite lightweight, and because it's a cotton lawn, it does have a slight stiffness to it, so it does poof out a bit. I think a shirt that has so many gathers in it, I think would probably be better with a viscous fabric, but even so, I love it. I do wear it with my black trousers, and it is quite a statement shirt to wear. So that is my 6th shirt. So my 7th shirt is the M6044, and I made this shirt for my husband, and I bought the fabric from Purple Stitches because I liked it so much, but I didn't really know what I was going to use it for. But when I brought it home, my husband instantly said, oh, I really like that fabric. So as soon as he said that, I thought, right, I'm going to make you a shirt from it. And I hadn't really bought enough to make a long sleeve shirt, so I made him a short sleeve shirt, and I had to do a little bit of moving around of the pattern to actually get this pattern out of the fabric. So this is yet again a really straightforward shirt. It has 2 fronts with a collar stand and collar. The front actually has separate front bands which you need to apply separately, and because I was limited with fabric, I did not pattern match it, and I don't think it really shows that much, and I don't think my husband would notice either way. And the back is just straightforward back, there's no back yoke at all, and then you have the short sleeves. So he absolutely loves it, he wears it a lot. Now at the time I made this for my husband, he had a bit of a tummy, and I did a tummy adjustment on it, and there is a video showing you how I did that adjustment, so I will put a link in the description how to do a tummy adjustment, just if you have a little bit of weight around your middle, and this really allows for the shirt to glide over any lumps and bumps. So that shirt worked out really well. So the 8th shirt is one that I made for my daughter. Now I made this out of some Harry Potter fabric, and this is the M7360. Now I bought this fabric actually to use as lining for a cavalcade bag, but I didn't get to use it in the end, so it was just sitting there to be used, and it's not something that I personally would wear, and there wasn't a lot of it. But my daughter absolutely loves Harry Potter, so I managed to find a pattern where I could make a shirt from it, and because I was limited with the fabric, there are 2 pockets, so I couldn't pattern match the pockets, but they do fit in quite nicely into the shirt, and it's not really noticeable that they're not pattern matched. And it has a flat collar here which sits obviously on the skin, and it has a half placket, so it comes halfway down the shirt, and I have found I had found these beautiful mottled buttons in my stash, which I think worked really well with the colour of the fabric. And the back has this back yoke and straight back panel added onto the back yoke, and it's a really nice shirt actually. I feel quite tempted to make myself some of these for summer, but yeah, she really loves it, and it's such an unusual fabric, but it works really well, so she's a happy bunny. I bought this fabric from a company called Lovely Jubbly, and they do quite a bit of Harry Potter or action figure fabric, so go and check them out. They have a wonderful array of different fabrics. So that is my 7th make, and that went down a treat. So my 8th shirt, also for my daughter, was made from a pyjama pattern. So it was made from S9217, but I just thought there's no reason why I couldn't make a shirt out of a pyjama pattern, and it did work really well. And this fabric has a bit of a story, because I used this fabric initially to make the flounce dress, and it went terribly wrong. So it was one of the rare occasions where I got so frustrated with it, it just got thrown in the corner. But there was a lot of fabric in the dress, so I decided I needed to really use it for something else. So yet again, my daughter just noticed it and said, oh, I really like that fabric. So I thought, great, I'll make her something out of it, because she's a lot smaller than me and I could get a decent garment out of it. So this is the shirt that she wanted. So it's quite cropped. She wanted a cropped top. So it has this beautiful flat collar, and I call this a camp collar, but I think it's also known as a Cuban collar, and it has a little front pocket here, which I did actually pattern match. So you can, I don't know whether you can see actually, so you can see it's just there. So it has been pattern matched, so it sort of disappears into the background of the fabric. And I put these really unusual buttons on with stripes, and I got those buttons from Totally Buttons, and the back is just a plain back. Now when I bought the fabric for the flounce dress, it was this fabric here, and I had to buy additional fabric to make up this shirt. So when I bought the additional fabric, it arrived and it was a lot brighter and more crisper print than the back. So I put the flounce dress fabric on the back and the more crisper fabric on the front. So you can definitely see that the fabric on the front is more vibrant. And I don't know why it was so different. I bought the fabrics from 2 different places, so it just shows you that you don't really know what you're going to get. So, but this worked, and she hasn't really noticed that there's a difference in the vibrancy of the fabric. And I put a little label in which says, please look after me. But it's beautiful, and I'm glad that I managed to get something out of it from a disaster, and she loves it. So it's a beautiful summer shirt. So that is the end of all my shirt making for 2024. So I hope you have enjoyed the content, and if you have, give me a thumbs up, and if you aren't a subscriber, it would be lovely if you could subscribe. And I will see you all tomorrow for the next video in my series of 2024 makes. Take care, bye.